Around 1863, President Abraham Lincoln came up with the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, you have to understand law. Now, Abraham Lincoln wasn't a lawyer, so he come up with this Emancipation Proclamation, which emancipate means to set free and proclamation means to proclaim. And see, that's what we miss. We read the Emancipation Proclamation and say, when he freed the slaves, but I'm gonna set you free, but you have to proclaim. What Abraham Lincoln was trying to get us to see is that you missing something that ties you into the Constitution. I mean, he never got a chance to tell us what it was. I can't even say that he was gonna tell us what it was. All I can tell you is that he came up with the Emancipation Proclamation to set the slaves free. You know, Abraham Lincoln is from what? He's from Illinois. You know, if you look at the license plate, they say what? Lincoln State. So he's from Illinois. So Abraham Lincoln, was he doing the right thing? I mean, yeah, I say that he was doing the right thing, because you shouldn't, you know, slavery is supposed to be like this here. I thought it was supposed to be 7 years. After so many years, then you're supposed to be able to get your freedom. These people wasn't having it. You know, we ain't picking no cotton. You know, that's what we got these slaves for. You know, we're not doing it. And so Abraham Lincoln come out with this Emancipation Proclamation to set us free. And I think it was John Wilkes, was it John Wilkes Booth that assassinated the brother? I don't know why he assassinated him. I mean, in 1865, I wasn't there. I don't have a clue to why he assassinated him. You know, the assumption is he assassinated him because they didn't want to free the slave. But the Emancipation Proclamation was supposed to put into play, and they say that a lot of it is missing. I don't know. I mean, I've never read the whole entire Emancipation Proclamation. I read the part that they made accessible to us. You know, maybe one day we'll get to read it. But I mean, I don't really need to read the Emancipation Proclamation because I'm free. You know, I'm a Moorish American. I'm a descendant of the ancient Moabites. I have a nationality. I'm not a Negro, black, and colored. So, you know, I've been emancipated and proclamated. You know, I proclaim my nationality, which puts me in a whole nother class of citizenship. You know, because once you have a nationality, you're a different type of citizen. You get treated different. You get talked to different. You know, things happen differently for you when you have a nationality. When you're a Negro, black, and colored, if you're not a sports figure, because they love a sports figure over here in America, you know, if you're not a big sports figure or a musician or an actor, you know, if you're just a regular old Joe like me, then you're going to get stuck out if you don't have a nationality, you know, because the law don't protect you. It does not protect you. I don't care what they say, it does not protect you. You know, you can get driving while black. What they got to do? I mean, you know, the shade of my skin should never give you a reason to pull me over in a certain neighborhood. Man, when I was like about 16 or 17, I was made a wrong turn and thought that I can make another turn to get back to 59 right out here in Houston, Texas, and got lost. Because you can get lost in Houston. I got lost and couldn't figure out which way to go to get back to 59. The police pulled me over and asked me what was I doing out here. And I'm saying, well, you know, officer, I'm lost. I'm trying to get back to 59. Well, what are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm lost. I mean, I made a right turn and tried to make another right turn to get back to 59. And I'm lost, officer. You ain't supposed to be out here. What do you mean I ain't supposed to be out? This is a free country. I can go where I want to go. But I was in a neighborhood where Europeans lived at, and you're not European. You're not cutting grass. You're not cleaning up nothing. You shouldn't be out here. This is the way they treated a 15, 16-year-old. You know, they eventually showed me how to get out of here and told me don't come back. It ain't the first time that I was treated like a second-class citizen. You know, you're gonna be treated like a second-class citizen until you become a first-class citizen. And the only way to become a first-class citizen, you have to be a member of this nation. Yeah, and I said you have to be a member of this nation. If you're a Negro, black, and colored, you're not a member of this nation. And the founding fathers, you know, they set this thing up. This is a membership thing. You know, you got to be a member of this nation. If you're not a member of this nation, then you're a second-class citizen. They tell us, the prophet Noble Drolly tells us about what they do to undesirables. You know, they don't desire you. In reality, the 14th Amendment, it don't really give you citizenship because the Constitution gives everybody citizenship. Now, you got to remember that the Constitution made up of 7 articles, and they ain't never changed. Then they got the first 10 articles, what they call the Bill of Rights, which ain't never changed. And then they got the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th Amendment. And the prophet tells us about being a 13, 14th Amendment citizens. That's a citizenship for Negro, blacks, and colors. But you got to remember that when the Constitution was written, we was already Negro, blacks, and colors before the Constitution was written, before the 13th and 14th Amendment was written. They write stuff to make you feel wanted, like when they thinking about us. No, if you was thinking about me, you would tell me that I'm not Negro, black, and color, and that the Constitution that we're writing is gonna put you on the outside, opposed to putting you on the inside. Their intention was never for me and you to be on the inside. They just didn't know a prophet was coming. They didn't know a prophet was going to come and tell me and you that we're not Negro, blacks, and colors, but me and you so far gone. Even when the prophet, our prophet Noble Drew Ali is not the first prophet that went to a people and the people rejected him. So he's not the first. And if another prophet ever comes, ain't no another prophet coming to America, but if another prophet ever comes to another land, then it's people gonna reject him. You know why they reject him? Because he looks like them, he talks like them. He has the same demeanor as they do. And you saying, well, he's just like me. Who is he? He is the one that Allah sent. And once you accept it, and then you understand the law and how the law works, then it's all good. But you gotta accept that you got a problem. First thing you gotta do is you gotta say, man, something is not right. And now that I know something is not right, how do I fix that which is not right? And then you start working on it. See what Noble Drew Ali did, what nobody else did. Noble Drew Ali, he ain't just clean you up, and make you look good. He make you feel good. When you wake up in the morning, Noble Drew Ali don't do man, I got out on bed on the wrong side. You don't wake up with those type attitude. With Noble Drew Ali, you don't want to go to sleep. Because you so enthused about this Moorish science, you be like, man, I'm telling you, Moors, I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and just get up. I'm like, man, what you up for? I'm tired of sleeping. I want to go to work. I want this to keep working. I don't want this to go to sleep. That's what Noble Drew Ali does for you. Noble Drew Ali wake a brother up in such a way, man, where you know that if you ever go to sleep again, it's death. There's no more sleeping in the Moorish science took over America. Prophet Noble Drew Ali bought me and you something that can't nobody take from us ever again. And so we have to take this here, not just give it to our children, we have to give it to our people, but we got to be consistent in what we say we believe in. I said that Friday, you got to practice what you preach. You say you're a Moorish American, you got to practice that, because what they did to us, it wasn't an overnight thing. This was a long plan. Hey man, ever since they expelled us out of Grenada, out of Spain, ever since they like, man, these brothers here, man, we can't go through that no more. And so if you notice what they did, they conquered everything. And they say, man, we ain't never letting them up. They in the Middle East, they in Africa, they everywhere. We ain't letting them up. No, we'll never let the Moors rise up like that again. These Moors was doing stuff that we didn't know was humanly possible. But what they didn't tell you, that the Moors were civilizing people. They was taking people out of caves and putting them in houses. They was teaching people how to bathe. They was paving streets and putting street lights up. We take credit for what we've done. The Europeans put lights in a house. But they not the founders. They're gonna say, well, Benjamin Franklin. Think about this. Here it is, an old guy, outside, raining, flying a kite. And he got a key on the end of the kite. Wow. Why is you outside, in the rain, flying a kite, and you got a key on the end of it? Why? If it don't make no sense, brothers and sisters, it just don't make no sense. They're not giving the credit to what the credit is due. Do we get the Europeans? Oh, man, they take stuff and run with it. But they're not the founders of electricity. Yeah, they're not the first people to put electricity in a bulb. You know, they just put it in a bulb that lasts longer. Yeah. I mean, you got to get all. I mean, everybody, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, everybody played their part in making this world a better world. Everybody played a part in it. So we just can't give the credit to the European. We just give the credit that the European knows how to come in and change your way of thinking. Yeah, they know how to come in and change your way of thinking, and they've been doing it, you know, and they good at it. Yeah, at one time they changed my way of thinking, and Noble Drew Ali came and reprogrammed it. I don't think like that. You're not no Negro, black, and color. Stop acting like a Negro, black, and color. You're a Moorish American. Start acting like a Moorish American. You upright, independent, and fearless. Start acting like you upright, independent, and fearless. You have a higher self and a lower self. Control your lower self. Ain't nobody never told us that. It's some stuff that I've learned in Moorish science I've never heard in my life. I mean, I take that back. Everything I heard in Moorish science, I've never heard any of that stuff in my life. I'm like, man, this is life-changing. Noble Drew Ali is like Brother Davis Bay always say. Noble Drew Ali is in the life-changing business. If you want a better life, a better way, then Noble Drew Ali is your man. Now, if you want to stay the same, then, you know, just continue being black. In the Moorish Science Temple of America, it's an organized structure. And you have to become a part of the organized structure. You know, when you join the Moorish Science Temple of America, the prophet say, all members promptly attend their meetings. What that means to me is that I got to go to all my meetings. And I make it a better example for you. You know, if you are an alcoholic and then you go to AA, and then you go to AA and you say, hey, my name is Russell Hill and I'm an alcoholic. You always, no matter how many years you in recovery, you still have to go there in order to what? To make sure that you don't fall back. And so when the last time I had a drink 20 years ago. But you still coming. Why? Because I'm still recovering. The same thing in the Moorish Science Temple of America. I am a recovering Negro, black, or colored person. And if I don't continue to attend my meetings, then the chances of me slipping and reverting back to my old ways is real. Because the chances of me going back is real. Why? Because if I'm no longer going to meetings, I'm no longer hanging around Moorish Americans. If I'm no longer hanging around Moorish Americans, now I'm hanging around what? Negro, blacks, and colors. And see, that Negro, black, and color is strong. It's really strong. And so what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start back using profanity. Man, I used to be I'm telling you, I was a professional cusser. Yeah, that's what I did for a living. You know, every word out of my mouth was a cuss word. I can't tell you the last time I used a cuss word. You know why? Because Noble Drew Ali taught me how to talk. Man, he taught me how to talk. Man, look here, beat mo, but I'm just cuss. I didn't say but or and or this or that. You know, I just use cuss words, right? Noble Drew Ali taught me how to talk. Noble Drew Ali taught me how to think. You know, I have always been a determined person. I've never had no purpose. Noble Drew Ali gave me a purpose for living. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not in Moorish science, what I'm here for? You know, hey, I mean, I know that the only thing that's leaving here is this flesh. And when it's time for the flesh to leave, Russell, you're ready to go. I'm not going to be one of the ones on my deathbed hollering about, man, just give me one more day. Hey, Allah, have I pleased you in my efforts here in this flesh? And if I haven't, allow me to do that. And if Allah says, Russell, your time up, I say, praise Allah.